So someone in my comments asked me to make a tutorial for my orbital strike cannon, and this is how it looks. Obviously, to make it bigger, I'll just show you the mechanism. Yeah. So I'll show you how to make it. Okay. So first, you need a suit. Place it right here. Then you need plastic. Now, ultimately, I'm just trying to show you the mechanism. If you want, you can make this a fishing rod. You can make it like a sword. You can make it like a cannon. This is just what the switch is going to stay on, basically. Okay. And then it's going to be a switch like this. And then you can either glue yourself down or take yourself down. It doesn't really matter. If it for some reason doesn't stick on, you can just scale it and stuff. But that's basically everything. Okay, why did I just do it? Okay. So anyway. So basically something like this. And then you're gonna need like a rod here. Okay, like this. Yeah, so something like this. Yeah, and then you just need to go decently up. It doesn't really matter how high, just as long as it's not like directly on the ground. And then you also need a platform like this. I like do 53 by 53 studs personally. It's ultimately up to you. Yeah. And then I just like to scale slow. Then, and then this is just, and then next, to make the actual cannon. Alright, let's just rotate. So then you have to make a cannon that's pointing up. And then the way you can make sure it's directly in the center is by doing move. Okay, yeah, you want it to look like that. And then next you basically have to make a ring of cannons. I would like to get the arrow to be about inside of it, kind of inside the original cannon. And then basically you just make, and then you just start making rings. So basically something like this. If you want, you can skip this part. It's basically just showing you how the cannon part is made. So yeah, basically you just do this multiple times over, and then like go out even farther. And then, like, I'm trying to make this as short as possible this way, because long tutorials in my opinion are boring. So I'm just trying to speed the process up. And then, like, so this isn't actually done, but say it was done and you had all your rings of cannons and stuff, you would drag it over to here. I'm just gonna make sure it's all the way up. You know, make sure it's supported by that. And then you just rotate it a couple degrees. So flip it over. Okay, that was actually really bad. Okay, and since this actually looks, and since I know what you're thinking, this looks really ugly, just make it transparent. I'll look to 95%, this way you can at least kind of tell where it is. And then you should have something that looks like this, and then you have to scale this, and then try to get the part where it's held to you about half a stud in. And this also has, this seam right here also has to be fully transparent. And you need a switch. Again, this can be, as long as this connects and has a switch on it, it'll be perfectly fine. And you have to also have to make sure that the cannons don't have aim on. You have to make sure that they just go like this. How the orbital works. And then up to you, you can use glue or cake. Oh, sorry. As long as it's connected, that's all that really matters. And select all, turn off anchor mode. You can walk around. Flip this. Okay, okay. Flip the switch. It can be as many cans as you want. Just know that it'll get heavy, and then it might be hard to carry around. So it's ultimately as many cannons as you can carry. I'm not exactly sure the exact number. Maybe you can figure it out. But yeah, this is the orbital strike cannon. Of course, you gotta save it afterwards. But as you can see, I have the fishing rod design, and I also have this small piece right here. As you can see, it's half a stud inward. I have this. Yeah, this is actually very important. I forgot to mention. It's good to have like a car or something because no boats. Yeah, this way you can drive around. Yeah, and that's basically how you make one. Yeah, it's pretty heavy to carry around. That's fine. You can see, you should get a result like this. Hopefully this tutorial helped. I tried to just give you like the function, how it functions. This way it's not like a long, boring tutorial. Look, this tutorial is 8 minutes. This is all I can do, bro. And yeah, I have fun with it. Hopefully it helps. And yeah, design how you like.